it's over for Bitcoin, completely over. It's all going to zero. Everything's going to zero. No, that's not really the case, but that's kind of what market sentiment is showing us right now, because Bitcoin, I want to say, tested like $86,000. We'll take a look at the chart, and we even have some analysts calling for like, I think $34,000 now, which is crazy. But more importantly, part of the reason why this is happening, well, I don't want to necessarily because this is happening but a bearish factor in the markets does have to do with these jobs report and FOMOC and interest rates and all of these things happening. And it's just pretty unfortunate. I'm very disappointed in this current administration with the way that they're handling a lot of things as far as these reports and those types of stuff. Like, I get the need to make yourself look good, but realistically, like, we've been in a recession since the panorama, in my opinion. I'm very, very firm on that. It's not something I'm really interested in wavering on, because I've just kind of seen how my people are living and eating and ability to get jobs and that type of stuff. And in addition to that, it's just like, how can you say we have a bullish month for jobs? We create like 119,000 or these payroll numbers, or 120,000, but unemployment levels are like high, and they came in at 4.3%. I think unemployment levels are a lot higher. And the type of rhetoric that the White House is pushing is kind of crazy in that fashion. And again, I call stuff out when I see it. And I've always said that the jobs reports and all these different numbers that they use, these reports, or the sample value, or the sample size, the end value, is just not correct. Like, it's just not. It's wrong. So anyways, yeah, they said that I'm not allowed to say that on the internet anymore. That place. But anyways, let's go ahead and talk about it. I know it's Thursday. I'm tired. All of these things are they're going on. I actually, after this, I'm going to have a delicious cup of coffee, another one. I'm going to eat my leftover steak. I'm going to dip it into my little egg, and I'm going to go see the kids at the lab today. You guys know I've been supporting the self-care lab for quite some time, since about 2020. It's my local boxing gym. Me personally, I donate my money. I appreciate all the different donations and people raising awareness and funds for X, Y, and Z. But I like to see people donate to small nonprofits in their neighborhood, in their communities, in their counties. And that's what I do, primarily because, like, I know where that money goes. That's why I support the House of Ruth, DV shelter for men, women, children. They take everybody. And also Self-Care Lab boxing gym that gives provides mental health services for inner city kids. So I'm gonna go there. I gotta drop the kids some stuff off. I'm excited to see them. It's been a minute. But let's go ahead and get into the news. I hope you're doing well. I know things are kind of rough. I know they're rough, but we'll see what's going on. Oh, BlackRock's got a pretty big announcement, and one of the DATs is actually doing something a little bit crazy. Let's go to, oh, there we go. Oh, thank goodness. I was like, let's go ahead and give a shout out to our channel members first, because we got you amazing people here, and I need to say hi and thank you. So shout out to Lawrence. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. To Mr. Dale, to Mr. Mike, to Mr. R, to Mr. John Germain. Who else? To Mr. D, to Gorgeous Alexandra, to Mr. Mike, Mr. R, Eric, Burtz, Mr. Burtz, Mr. Legend, and everybody else. Let's go ahead and let me do a poll here. Do you think Bitcoin will hit 74K? We'll do that. I'm curious to see your guys' thoughts, because there's people that are going some crazy price predictions here. I'm just here though. I'm just here. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into we talked about a little bit about the jobs report and the FOMOC and all that type of stuff. And please remember, please remember that cost of goods and services, once they're increased, they just generally will not decrease. It's the way the world works. Is what it is. But again, they said the economy added a robust 119,000 new jobs in September. August jobs were revised down to a loss of 4,000. Unemployment rate rose to 4.4% in September, highest since 2021. October jobs report was canceled due to government shutdown. So, and they also say that AI adoption and lower immigration are reducing labor demand per Reuters. Data suggests the Fed is likely to keep rates unchanged in December per Reuters. And as far as routers, whatever, however you want to say it, but also too, then they go on to talk about They go ahead and talk about the Fed minutes over here. And because everything looks so strong, they don't want to lower interest rates. And again, Trump talked about, lowering these rates, but we're not seeing that happen. So while the Federal Open Market Committee, FOMC, approved a cut at the meeting, the path forward looks less certain. Disagreements stretched into the outlook for December, with officials expressing skepticism about need for additional cuts that markets had been wildly anticipating, with many saying that no more cuts are needed, at least in 2025. So you know what? This is the thing. I'm just about tired. I'm just about had it with these people. This is the thing. Why don't we do this? Why don't we, since you guys want to play with our pockets, why don't we just why don't you just give the people the 2% interest rates? Any tax-paying American citizen for their primary residence, not their Airbnbs, whatnot, why don't you just give 2% interest rates? Why? I pay tax dollars. Why can't we do that? Somebody smarter than me, please explain that. Why can't we, to every single tax-paying American for their primary residence, why can't we just give 2% interest rates? Somebody smarter than me, and somebody that can actually explain that in economic terms. Because I'm just a bimbo on the internet. No, I really want to know why. Why can't we do that? Lauren said Powell's lucky Besant is advocating for him not to be fired. Howard Lutnick wants him gone. Powell needs to go. We need to have all these expired geriatrics gone. I love gray hair on men. Gray hair on men looks just absolutely tasty. But you know what? I don't want to see it on my public servants. I want them to do their job. That's what I want to see. I digress. We're not going to get into that, okay? But as far as the market goes, let's give a little look at the markets. A little look at the markets to see what they're doing over here. NVIDIA stock rises 5% after announcing record quarterly revenue of $57 billion, which is $205 billion of the market cap on this move. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. As far as the current state of the market, not looking super great, you guys. Make sure you smash a like and share this, subscribe, set alerts. We're at all time. YouTube is crazy. So Mr. Sheffield from back in the day, Mr. Sheffield was fine. I love men with gray hair. I digress. We're not going to get into this. What was I going to say? I got sidetracked. Lauren sidetracked me. This is the current state of the market over here. Current state of the market. We're not looking great. If you'd like to trade with me, we're partnered with iTrust. You can go ahead and transfer over your TradFi accounts and get into crypto. Now is actually a decent time to probably look at Bitcoin, in my opinion, especially this type of stuff. We're actually testing the weekly EMA 100. At about $86,000. And we're also on Kraken. If you want to trade with me on Kraken, you can get $25. The link's there and down below, or on my website, cryptowendyO.com. We love Kraken. They're also going public. So as far as price action goes, we're not looking great. Taking a look at the daily, we are just free falling, and we do have some great support at $75,000. I think that we could see $75,000. That doesn't seem very, very unlikely to me. I mean, obviously we got support at 80,000 and then about the 74,000. I don't see that super, super unlikely, but it's pretty interesting because this article from Cointelegraph, they're talking about bearish Bitcoin signals fires, raising chance for 77% price drop. And it's from these Bitcoin super trend indicator people, whatever, cool, happy, great for them. But basically they're talking about previous signals led 77 to 84% price drops, which I get, but we're in a little bit of a different market here. So in order for that to really, really happen, we have got a lot of money coming in. We'll talk about BlackRock in a second, and got some XRP news. We also have to talk about the Hedera Mint party. Well, it was fun. I got a cute little guy. But what would that look like on the chart? And again, I don't do price predictions anymore because everybody's ghetto and I don't want to hear everybody complain. I just don't. I've got a very sassy 9-year-old and she's got a lot to say. So there's that. So when we entered the bear market last year, we hit $16,000, which was a 77% drop, which I get it. Actually, I was calling for 80% price drop at $10,000, and people got mad at me, but I was about $6,000 off, so I'll take that. But that's another reason why I just don't do price predictions. Literally not worth my time. But this particular time, if we saw a 77% price drop, that would be to, what would it be? That would be to about $28,000. And then an 80% price drop would be to about $23,000. So I'm not even going to anticipate that at this point. I'm not going to do that because it just seems a little bit egregious. And this cycle is a lot different than last cycle and the previous cycle and all those things, you know? So with that being said, it's kind of like we have to watch like day by day. Shout out to Six Figs. If you want, feet pictures from Six Figs, he's more than happy to send those out to you. He likes to share his feet on the internet. Unlike me, he does it for free. I charge $1 million in Bitcoin for my feet pictures. Also, make sure to follow him on YouTube and on X and all kinds of stuff. I can't say orale properly right now. I'm so tired. But yeah, shout out to you. Shout out to you. All right, let's get back into it. All right. So yeah, basically I am not, see, I told you he's going to send you those feet pictures for free. He'll do that. So if you want to see a man's feet, go there. Why is it in a meltdown? We're in a meltdown because number one, jobs report sucks. We're in a recession. Inflation is high. Economy sucks. Everything is just an absolute hot mess right now. Plus, like, it's just Bitcoin and crypto cools off. Like markets just don't go up forever. And there are people that are saying that, you know, we're going to reverse and we're going to go back, you know, we're going to be super, super bullish. And this is the thing. If we get bullish again, great. If we don't get bullish again and we have to wait another cycle or whatever that may be, great. I'm with it. I am primarily Bitcoin and Ethereum right now. I am, and my altcoin positions that I do have, they're large. They're not larger, but they're a lot of the top 100 stuff. You know, but we'll talk about the privacy narrative in a little bit. I want to get into the next story though, because it's got some good stuff going on. All right. So before I talk about Ripple, we'll just get into Ripple because why not? So this was a conversation that was brought up yesterday, but Ripple ex-engineer explores potential for native XRP staking as David Schwartz weighs in on future XRPL design. So David Schwartz is a former CTO and whatnot, and he's just kind of hanging out with, you know, doing his stuff. And yeah, I do hold a lot of the top 20 stuff. Like anything that I think is going to be a crypto spot ETF in the US, I'm holding a lot of those assets. That's what I do. And I've talked to you guys about that. And, you know, I've got some risky plays as well, but majority of my stuff is like Bitcoin, Ethereum, and then smaller percentages of altcoins, just because there's more risk. But this is actually a very interesting topic for Ripple. So basically, as far as staking XRP on XRPL, which is going to be needed because you're going to have to kind of get that DeFi going on with it to sustain, because the trifecta this cycle is AI, DeFi, and RWAs, aka tokenization. This is my real profile, sweetheart. All my official links are on cryptowendyO.com. But anyways, David Schwartz, they were kind of going back and forth and talking about it. He says it would require new reward distribution mechanics. The current XRPL design prioritizes fee burning and validator trust over financial incentives, which basically means that staking would introduce governance and fairness trade-offs. Proposed concepts include two-layer consensus model using transaction fees to fund ZK proofs. Both are likely impractical in the short term per the block, but it doesn't mean it can't be done. So we'll see what happens. If there's a will, there's a way. And the XRP army always has got a way. Also, shout out to Bitwise. They've got some stuff going on. They launched their official, the XRP spot ETF on NYSE under the ticker XRP. Very original, very original. So shout out to them. Also, Canary posted an update about their XRPC spot ETF with over 26.5 million in trading volume and 13 million in net inflows. Not a crazy lot considering what's happening in the current state of the market, but it's better than nothing, right? We're doing good. We're doing okay. We'll take what we can get. Beggars can't be choosers. Yeah, everything is dumping, honeys. It's okay. You're going to be okay. If I just, hug yourself, pat yourself on the back, console yourself, do what you got to do, slow dance. I don't know. We're going to be okay. We're just covering the news. Shout out to Mr. James. Also, too, he's talking about Grayscale and all the things, but Dogecoin is going to get an ETF. Grayscale's Doge ETF may launch Monday, which will be good. Hopefully, we can get in some liquidity with that. Some number goes up eventually. And then Grayscale and Franklin Templeton's XRP ETFs may launch Monday, which is really good. Really, really good. Now, I want to pivot a little bit to, actually, let's go ahead and do, let's do something else. And then we'll come back to that in a second, really quickly. Really quickly, we did, since the privacy narrative is kind of hot right now, we did partner with FogSwap, because I'm interested in privacy stuff. So thank you so much to FogSwap for partnering with the O Show, everything crypto every single day. I recommend you follow them over on X if you're interested in privacy and whatnot. Take a look at what they're doing. But the cool thing is that they have a privacy swap, which is good. So FogSwap is a privacy-focused, non-custodial DEX, decentralized exchange, that enables untraceable swaps over 115 chains, which is great. And that's actually crazy that in 2025 we have that many chains. A lot, right? It offers multiple privacy mods, cross-chain liquidity, and a token ecosystem that rewards users with low fees and priority access. The native token is Fog, and it's currently live on Solana. And they've actually got a lot of stuff planned for 2026. The roadmap, which again, you can take a look on their socials. So early adopter airdrops. We love airdrops. A privacy stablecoin. That's actually a very interesting concept, because a lot of people are super into Zcash right now. And I think Zcash is amazing as one of the OG coins, but I did talk about on the show that I would prefer a privacy stable coin than an actual volatile crypto asset. That would make more sense to me. They also have private meme trading, private lending, dark liquidity pools for institutional trades, and tools that let devs integrate FogSwap's privacy features into their own apps and wallets, and a new MPC validator network design, which is decentralized network of validators using MPC to process transactions while keeping data fully private, and some more stuff. So if you're interested in privacy, take a look at them. If not, no worries, but thank you so much for the partnership. No, I wouldn't text you. Why would I text you? I'm not going to text you. Yeah, so thank you, FogSwap. Now let's get back to the Ethereum stuff over here, okay? Because this is very interesting stuff. And Solana, Solana kicked this off, and I like it. That's why we're seeing a lot of projects be built on top of Solana. So anyways, oh no, that's an impersonator. We'll get him blocked. That is not Mr. Zach Rector. I think I actually have him blocked in general. Anyways. Yeah, that's not me that texted you, Rodney. So BlackRock is planning to file for a staked Ethereum ETF. It's going to be under the 1933 stuff. Okay. 1933 stuff, which we'd love to see. And the reason why this is very interesting is because, and I submitted a comment to Forbes yesterday about the current state of Ethereum in the market. And we actually have a bullish story fundamentally for Ethereum. So I'll get with that to a second. So as far as Ethereum staking, so BlackRock filed for the Bitcoin spot ETF in 2023 and then Ethereum spot ETF in 2024. And this is, I want to say this is the first crypto that they filed recently is going to be basically to convert their Ethereum spot ETF to a staking ETF, which is amazing because again, that's what Ethereum does. Ethereum's great for RWAs, layer 2s, tokenization, DeFi, yada, 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 yada. Okay. It's one of the OGs. It's good. And again, Solana's spot staking ETF is already live through Bitwise, and it's done incredibly well. So this is good. This is really, really good. And a lot of people are asking, why haven't BlackRock filed for any other ETFs? We don't know yet. But this is interesting stuff here. That's going to get approved, and I can't wait to have it approved. We need that $10,000 Ethereum. I do, at least. Okay. I need to move to South Orange County. I need to settle down. Okay. All right. So ETH is currently the largest Ethereum ETF with $11.5 billion in assets. And the thing that I think is pretty interesting about this too is this other news came out. Making Ethereum feel like a chain, like one chain again. And this is from Ethereum Foundation. And I'm so happy that they're doing this. I'm excited about it. I'm bullish. But Ethereum introduced the Ethereum Interloop layer, or EIP. It aims to make all layer 2 rollups feel like a single Ethereum chain, removes bridges, chain-specific complexity, and fragmented balances while preserving trust, minimize decentralized principles, and enables wallets to handle cross layer 2 transactions directly. Users can mint, swap, send all of it without relying on relayers or intermediaries. And you know what? Hell yeah. I don't want to go to Irvine. I don't want to go to Irvine. I like Irvine, but I don't want to live there. I'm going to South Orange County, baby. Deep in the South. I'm in my bougie era. Okay. I'm still going to keep the house here, but I'll probably let my mom live in it, but I'm going to get another place out there. Me and Lo. And I have friends out there too. Well, one friend. So again, Ethereum should have done this a very, very long time ago. Ethereum saw how successful Solana was. And they're like, oh, we need to compete. And this is why I talk about non-corporate capitalism and competition and how that works. Because without another contender like Solana, Ethereum probably just said, oh, we're going to sit. We're going to sit. So moral of the story is that I'm happy Ethereum's doing that. You guys need to pump my bags. And I want to see that $10,000 Ethereum. Yep. Laguna Beach, baby. San Clemente, Aliso Viejo, that's where I want to be. Trabuco Canyon, that's where I want to be. I am so bougie. Hey, baby, I lived in the hood. So if I want to have some of the finer things in life, I'm going to go ahead and do that, okay? So with that being said, I want to see Ethereum win. We need to see Ethereum win. So that's good. But we do have some bearish news. Oh, not this. Solana ETF records 2.1 million inflows on first day of trading. Shout out to them. That's bullish. We love to see it, especially in this type of market. But this story is crazy. So Ethereum Treasury FG Nexus, once eager to raise $5 billion, sells over 10,000 Ethereum to fund share buybacks. Why are they doing that? Because their stocks are dumping, probably, I would imagine. But basically, share buybacks are being done while FGNX trades below net value or NAV. Since buybacks began, FG Nexus repurchased 8% of shares outstanding, and the CEO says buybacks increase per share value as share decreases. So basically what they did is they jumped into the market way too fast. And that's why I said, like, one of the things I should have realized where it was kind of toppish, because I had a bunch of DATs reaching out to me. They're like, hey, we want to come on your show. Can you speak for us, advise, do all these things. There was only one I decided to work with. And I hope to work with them in the future too. They're doing cool stuff. But a lot of these companies, they pivoted to, shout out to John Germain, they pivoted to DATs, didn't know what they were doing in crypto, and now they're getting wrecked. And a lot of us thought that was going to be the top of the market, but it really wasn't. It wasn't. But now we're seeing a lot of these companies struggle, which makes sense because they're just kind of like, So we'll see a lot more of this happen. If you did trade some of these crypto stocks and did well, I hope you took profit because we always advocate for that. But that's where a lot of the money was. And now it's kind of like fizzling. So there's that. So I hope they figure it out. But again, you guys need to hire people in crypto that know what they're doing and know how cycles work and all that type of stuff. So anyways, love to see it. Love to see it. Love to see it. So we did this. Oh, let's do a couple of some. Oh, no, I need to talk about this. Shout out to Hedera. Seriously. Through their novel Forevermint mechanism, the team at Dead Pixel Club brought NFTs back from the dead. Spooky. By combining the benefits of NFTs with the thrill of continuously opening a pack, they solve for both attention and liquidity. Yeah, so the free mint did incredibly well on Hedera. And I'm so happy I got to participate in that. I'm going to show you all my little guy. My little guy over here. But basically the project generated over 13 million in volume and attracted more than 1,300 holders, which is epic. I have one now. Dead Pixel's Ghost Club has been outperforming other major collections on Hedera, Solana, and Base. The new mint model is expanding to multiple Hedera NFT projects. So shout out to Dead Pixels. This is my little buddy. Where's my buddy? My buddy's not here. Here's my buddy. Where is he? This is my buddy. This is what I got. And shout out to Duvu. This is it. So it's still going on. I think it's like over an hour. I told you guys about it, but this is me. So we've got the pink background, the little Sherlock Holmes hat, like because I'm a handsome young man over here. And I have the little ghosty ghost, and then I'm holding a low, and we're just going through. That's what we're doing. So I love it. Shout out to Dead Pixels. I love my cute little guy over here. Really quickly, Avalanche. Avalanche got an upgrade. Here's what that means for the granite upgrade. That means 6 billion on the blockchain. I do hold Avalanche. I need that thing to freaking hit $100. That would be nice. Where is it? Basically, what does this do? Improves speed and lowers transactions costs. Let's chains adjust through base and real-time demand, makes it more efficient, adds biometric authentication for easier, more user-friendly transaction signing. Upgrade comes as Avalanche DeFi deposits fallen 1.5 billion since October. Deposits are down 90% from 2022 peak. That's to me, that doesn't matter because that's 2022. We're in 2025, honey. And that was bull market stuff over there. Other than that, that's really kind of it. Crypto leverage hits record high Q3 as DeFi dominance reshaped market structure. CeFi lending grew to 24.4 billion. DeFi loans hit a record of 41 billion. Tether controls 60% of CeFi liquidity. DeFi lending apps now hold 80% of on-chain activity. So good for them. But other than that, like, yeah, that's kind of what's going on. And then we got the traders that are calling for the 70-80% pullback. I'm just here. I'm chilling. I'm cold chilling, trying to see what's going to happen. All right. I couldn't find the vid, Wendy, for HBAR utilities. I don't know what you mean. I know I'm not even going to look at the... Thank you so much to Mick for the $10 super chat. I appreciate it. Can I call you Mr. Rolling Stone? I love old rock music. But anyways, that's kind of the news today. I know there's not a lot going on. I mean, the DeFi staking stuff on, or the staking on XRPL for XRP is good. BlackRock spot ETF staking, Ethereum, Hedera's mint, dead pixels. I also posted a video. Charles H. came out and talked about privacy, the next narrative in crypto, the bull run in 2026. Posted a video for you guys yesterday. A lot of you guys didn't watch it. You need to go watch it. But anyways, I need to go. I need to have my steak and coffee before I fall asleep. And then I got to get to the gym at some point today to go see the kids. Shout out to Nick. You mentioned you'll do a video on what we can do with HBAR. Oh, HBAR staking. Yeah, that's going to come out. I have it recorded. It's going to come out Saturday. It's how to stake it. But yeah, it's on Hashpack. That's coming out Saturday. It's a cute little short. It's going to be at 2 p.m. PT Saturday, unless something else comes through, but that should be there. But anyways, I got to go. I need to eat. I love you guys. Thank you so much for supporting me. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. Bye, babies.